Hello everyone and welcome to your coloring masterclass. In this class I'll be teaching you how to color with minimal products, all right, and then to save a lot of cost. Now this is the wig I'm going to be working on in this class to help you understand how to use your coloring materials. Welcome to track 1. Your tools, I'll be taking you through your tools, your products, prepping your colorants, and then how to measure your colorants. Now, prepping your colorant is very, very important. The product you're using is also very important. And then the coloring tools. The product I'll be teaching you, it's going to be amazing how you use them. Now, let's quickly go to tools. The paintbrush. You're going to be using the paintbrush. You're going to be using the dye brush. You're going to be using the tail comb. You're going to be using scissors. You're going to be using a bowl, water, and then your active ingredients, which is the hair colorant, the type of hair colorant you'll be using, the color developer, and then gloves. You need gloves. You need gloves because these chemicals are very harsh with the skin. You must get a glove to use. Now, there are two main types of hair colorants, the hair bleach and the hair dye. The hair bleach is used to remove or lift natural color off the hair. It's a lightener. That's what a bleach is. It's a lightener. And then we have the hair dye. The hair dye forms color on the hair. You can ask more questions as we go on. Now, what is the hair bleach? In this one, we're going to be using the hair color bleach. It's a chemical product used to lighten natural color of hair. It works by removing color, the melanin in the hair. That's what it does. All right, think of it as a cleansing agent. That's the way it works. It removes color and brightens it. That is how this particular product works. I'm going to be telling you the name. Now, this particular product comes in diverse colors. That's the advantage of this product. Many people don't know that this product comes in diverse colors. You know, you see it in green, violet, indigo, orange, blue, yellow, red. In fact, there are mixtures. You see something like fleet yellow red, you see something like violet, you see something like occupying purple. That's one advantage of this color. It is commonly called crazy color bleaching powder. It's a bleaching powder. So the way it works is that it lifts colors, it lightens the natural color of hair and gives it the color that you want. The advantage of this product is that it comes in in a plenty array of colors. Now, in this coloring class, we are going to be working with fire red and different concentrations. So you see here is 0.45 fire red. The amazing thing again is, from my experience, I mix colors to achieve shades that I want. So you can mix fire red with another kind of red just to brighten it as well. So we're going to be looking now at the measurement, how to measure the hair bleach, and then how to measure the developer. These two are very important. So you see that, how am I measuring now? The quantity in this bleach, in this sachet, one sachet is invariably 1 tablespoon and a little extra. Just a little extra. If you can see in the video, just a little extra. But from my experience, I just equate it all to 1 tablespoon. So for the volume of hair you saw, that wig, in this experience, I used just 3 packets, which I call 3 tablespoons to color that hair. This is a developer. A developer is a liquid that helps to activate the hair bleach or the dye to pop up its color. Without the developer, you are not going to bleach well. Now, the beautiful thing about developers again is that it comes in sizes. You saw the first one, it was very big. You don't need to buy that one if you're just doing it for yourself, or maybe you don't even have so much money to invest in coloring for a client. There are small quantities as well, but with the same concentration of content inside. Now, how do we blend the developer and the bleach? Ratio 1:1. Ratio 1:1. So 1 tablespoon of sachet of the powder, the bleaching powder, to 1 tablespoon of developer. Look at the way I'm measuring my developer here. I love to use the nozzle, so that it helps to really layer the quantity I'm putting on the spoon. All right, so you can see 1 tablespoon to 1 developer. So I'm going to be measuring 3 tablespoons into the powder. All right, and once that is done, you are fine. you are fine. All right, so the next thing would be how to blend these colors together. You're going to be mixing them. How do you mix? You mix to grind granules with the developer. You are going to be pressing your hand, as in with your spoon you are pressing the grind. In fact, you'll be hearing it, you'll be feeling that you are grinding the powder, all right, with the developer. So you continue stirring. You continue stirring till you get a homogeneous paste. You continue stirring till you get a homogeneous paste. And I'll try to explain why that's very important. Because when working with hair, you don't want to have patches of colors more concentrated in some places and then less concentrated in some places. So you need to give attention to this mixing. You must mix to a point where you see that the coloring is now light. It's now more watery because you have grinded it well. You can see what I have here. This homogeneous paste is very, very important. Now there are situations where you have viscous mixtures, that is the bleach and the developer is kind of thick. Can you see here? It's still kind of thick, you know, and maybe you don't even have time to mix as long as you have to. That is where I introduce water. Water as a chemical component is neutral. It's neither acidic nor basic, so it works well with this. It doesn't change the composition of the active agent. It only makes it either more concentrated or it only dilutes the concentration. So that is what it is. So in trying to speed up your mixing, you can just add soft portions of water. In fact, it also makes it more homogeneous quickly and helps it blend into your hair quickly, as in dissolves into the hair quickly, all right, and even makes your coloring even neater. So that's the purpose of the water. Some people are always afraid to add water because they feel, will it change the composition? It was not said anywhere at the back of the coloring agent that you can use water, but I can tell you I have used water severally and it has done no harm to my coloring of wigs. All right, so you can see here how I still felt like I needed to add a little more water. So I added water in this mixture, you know, just to make it faster. Now we have prepped our mix. Congratulations. Now I wanted to talk about, besides crazy color, what we want to know, are there other bleaching agents, that's coloring agents in low quantities that I can buy? Yes, there are. Now there are people who sell, or there are hair vendors that sell coloring agents like this. That is, they buy the big ones and sell in small portions like this. It's not so common, but it's a good venture because it's not every time you have 10,000 to go and buy bleaching agent. It's not every time you have you know, that kind of amount to just go and buy. Sometimes you just need to do something small. So here I'm measuring it out to you to let you know, okay, fine, what's the quantity that is tied in this simple cellophane bags? Is exactly a tablespoon, just a little above a tablespoon. So with that, you know how many you would buy. All right, with that, you know how many you would buy. And then they sell the powder and the developer together as one. They sell it together as one. So let's go to track 2. In track 2, we're going to be looking at how to partition that wig for effective color application. It's very important. Some people will just go pouring it from the beginning, from the top of the wig down. You will waste your materials that way. You have to partition your wig correctly. You start, I call it the layer to layer method. From beneath, layer to layer application, layer to layer method. You partition your hair in layers from the back of the wig up to the front of the wig, to the crown of the wig. So while you are partitioning, then you must comb out, because your combing out of the hair would help your coloring agent to get into the hair filaments quicker. Remember, I'm teaching you a low cost method. What you would do, simple things you would do, simple methods you will apply that will still give you effective results. So the combing is important. Or is it the combing now? Combing. Comb it layer by layer. All right, here you'll be needing hair clips. I didn't mention that at the beginning. You need hair clips, things that will just help you hold the hair upward while you're applying the colorants beneath. So the first thing that I do is separate the hairs layer to layer and then comb them down. Comb them down. comb them down, so that as I start applying, what I'm going to be, then I'm now going to be using my tail comb, and then my tail comb can go freely without having to be dealing with tangling and all of that. This is so important. So you see that I have gotten to the last layer here, where I'm going to first apply my coloring agents to it. Combing is important. Now let's go to how to apply your hair colorant to the wig without waste. That is also very important. If your 3 sachets would work for you, or your 3 tablespoons will work for you, then you must use this method. This is where the paintbrush comes in. You see, it's not giving you room for waste at all. You dip it into your coloring mix and you apply on the hair like you are painting a house. All right, you are painting a house. You apply to the portion you want to color. Now, after applying like that, you take that small dye brush. And then you comb through. The combing through is also very important. What does the combing through do for you? What the combing through does for you, it allows the dye to penetrate into the hair filaments. It's not like you're just leaving it to chance. You are applying with your paintbrush, and then you are combing through so that the color would enter, gain access into the hairs. Now, if we are working and you feel like the hair is too dry, you need a spray bottle. Once in a while, I didn't do it while I was painting this hair because the hair, it didn't feel that way. But if your hair feels too dry, you can take bits of spray bottle water and just spray it on the hair, so that your colorant can also, get into the hair with ease. Okay, so layer by layer you apply, and then you comb through. All right, you comb through. So let's just go on. As you can see in the video, that's exactly what I am doing. I'm applying another layer. No waste. No waste at all. Just apply it in bits like that, and then you comb through. Now, what this does, layer to layer. By the time you are taking another layer and you finish, applying on that one, the ones you have applied beneath, because they are resting on each other, the coloring is being preserved. They are resting on each other. The hair is resting on each other. So you are maximizing every quantity of color you have applied to that hair. All right, so let's just watch. You keep on doing this till you touch every area of the colored hair of the hair with the colorant. All right, so layer by layer. If you feel like it is the hair is tangled, you can still comb. To ensure that you're not wasting anything. You can still comb, and then apply again. Take your brush and apply the colorant on this again. So let's go on. All right, so as you can see, let's move on. Now let's even talk about, let's assume you don't have a stand or a canvas head. You can use this simple basket, basket molds. You'll see it somewhere towards the end of the video where I used it to style the wig. You can place your wig on that, all right, and color. You don't have to have a mannequin head or a that's it. All right, so here we are saying coloring black roots with affordable hair colorants as well. Now, for this particular wig, the client didn't want her red to start from the very base of the wig. She wanted black roots. Now, I'm going to be showing you, you don't have to buy a door. A door now is like 10,000 naira. All right, so but there are common, this is black and nature. This is normal. You can use black and nature, you can use crochet. This is a dye. This is not a bleach, right? Now this is a coloring agent that is called a dye. You understand? Now this dye is going to be layering color on the existing color that is on the hair. So this is also a dye. You are applying the developer. This developer comes with the dye. This particular product in the market is like 1,400. All right, and you will not even use, all you need is just a tiny bit for the crown. That's the closure area. It's a tiny bit. In fact, if you want to color an entire wig black, you will not finish this black color, this black dye. You will not finish a whole one. You just need like half. That's like using 700 naira to color a hair black. All right, so these are tiny secrets that help. Now see me diluting a dye again. Can see me diluting. Nothing is wrong with diluting your dyes. The secret behind me diluting my dye is for evenness, homogeneity. It is easier to work with a liquid, a semi-liquid product for good results than working with a paste. What we put inside here was a paste, right? If you put your developer, it will still remain a paste. But when you're now putting it on the hair, you realize that it will not slide into all the strands of the hair easily. That is why I add water to just even the paste a little bit. And so when I pick it with my brush and put on the hair, it glides. All right, it glides. So let's watch and see how we are going to be applying the black dye, the black colorant now on the black colorant. Now we're going to be applying it on the green portions and the lightish brown portions, because we want that part to be black for the client's wig. Like I said, the combing is important. You see, it detangles everything and ensures that your color gets it. So I'm using the dye brush. The dye brush. Most of this dye brush comes with the dye, although you can also still buy it from a hair shop. You know, so I'm using the dye brush. You use one side to apply it, use the other side to comb. So the roots, the layer by layer method still works very, very, very well here. If you are not using this method and you are just taking an unknown quantity of bleach or dye to just color the hair, you stand a chance of wasting more materials, and you don't even know whether all your colorants will get to every part of the hair. So this is me now still applying the hair bleach colorant to the lower part where we want the wine color, where we want the wine, or is it the red color now? Now, don't be afraid to say, some people will say, can I use bleach? The bleach resting on the dye will not affect the hair. No, it's not affect the hair. The reason why I'm doing this is because it looks nicer on wigs when you don't know, when there is no clear demarcation of where the color starts. So putting the red around the tips of where the black ended will make it even out when we are done. So the black and the red will just slip into each other. There will be no straight line demarcation. That's the purpose of this. So you can see how far I have gone with applying my red to the entire hair. Okay, so you can see how far I have gone. You just keep applying it this way. You see that the closure of this particular hair is actually long. The underneath, the base area is dark, but the tips are still kind of gold, right? So we apply the black on the base area, and then we take the red to now apply on the gold area to carry the red color. So here we go. Remember, I talked about you using your gloves. Bleach, when using the hair colorant, which we call the bleach, is very, very corrosive on the fingers. Very corrosive. In fact, when it's burning your fingers, it will look like they put acid. So it's very corrosive. So get this very good gloves. It will work for you. The dyes don't hurt as much as bleach hurt. In fact, most dyes are painless. they are painless. The dyes that are coloring here, they are painless. But the bleaches, that's those powdery ones, they are very, very corrosive. And they are different. Like I said earlier, hair bleach and hair dye, though they both give colors to hair, but they don't operate with the same chemistry. So we're still coloring the roots. Remember, hair dye adds color. Bleach, what the bleach does is lightens the melanin in that hair by giving it your desired color. So one operates by removal of color, the other operates by adding color. So we are very much at the crown of the closure where the pattern is. As you can see, I had to speed it up a bit so that the video won't be too long. So you can see now I'm still applying the dye, you know, and then when I get to the tip of where the black is, I apply the red. Apply the red. This method, I deployed it myself. You are not likely going to see it. This is the first time I'm doing a video for it, and it's nowhere online have I seen this method. I developed this method because the city that I'm in, I realized that if bleaching or coloring of hair is way too pricey, we probably will not get clients. But I have to find a way where I can still maximize my products, because coloring products could be very expensive. I had to do my research and find out, oh, are there ways we can still achieve this without making the price overly high, too high, you know? So this is it. I'm already at the base. I'm already at the base. I'm already at the base. I didn't do a clear view of what was left in my container for the red dye. As you can see, I'm still using it, pinching it and using it well. The overall result will tell if this method still pays or not. The overall result will tell. So now you can see combing through is pretty easy. I have nothing to be detangling anymore because I have been combing from the beginning. See, I'm even using the small comb right now and it's all going through, you know. So combing my coloring agents through the hair, doing my last application all around, doing my last application just to ensure that I maximize my product. If it remains, what will I use it for? So I still kept using everything. When we are done, now you leave the color to set for like 10 to 15 minutes. You leave the color to set. After that, you rinse first thoroughly with water. Then you wash with shampoo. Then you apply your conditioner and all of that. The styling class is a completely different class, so I'm not talking about styling here. So, and then when you are done with all of that, you style. All right, you style, because styling is what brings out the beauty of the hair. Now look at our hair after styling. Can you see how the black evens out with the wine color? It just steps into it, glides into it. So this is it. See the before, see the after. Okay, you can always go back to this class as from the beginning. You have access to it, and just keep studying, taking notes, ask questions if you have.